So in part 3 of teacher training, we're going to cover our subscriptions, and all of our students and parents, our students and teachers get subscriptions to Grammarly, Quizlet, Studycom. So we're going to go over just the real basics of those subscriptions so you know how to use them. Also, as a teacher, if you need it, we will give you a subscription to Microsoft Office 365. So all subscription information is going to come out probably the end of this week or the beginning of next week. So look for an email from Mrs. Watson. Her email address is admin@tandemedu.org. She manages all of our subscriptions. So I think the first email she's going to send out is your Grammarly subscription information. So if you're not familiar with Grammarly, Grammarly is an online editing software. It's basically your own personal editor-in-chief. It will edit everything you do, from your email documents, your emails that you're sending out, to anything you're typing, anything you're doing in GradeLink, any documents you're creating, all of that can be run through Grammarly. You can install Grammarly on your computer, and it'll check everything that you're doing. So what you'll receive is an email saying that here is the link to take advantage of your Grammarly subscription. You click the link. You'll have to enter some basic information. We have a special code we give you. You can only download it on one computer. So the computer that you're going to be using for Tandem is the one that you're going to want to install Grammarly on. You can install it on your Microsoft Office suite. You can install it on your email client. Or if you don't want to do any of that, you can just log in like I just did and email or upload all of your documents directly into Grammarly. So this is the Grammarly dashboard. You can see there's papers in there that I have uploaded before. So let me just click on one. So you can upload a paper, and then when it comes in, when it populates, over on the sidebar here are all the errors that Grammarly has come up with. Now, some of those are legitimate errors, some of them are not. So as you're going through it, you need to be your own editor as well, because it's not 100% foolproof. It is extremely helpful though, especially as a teacher when you're running student things through Grammarly. So for example, English teachers, you need to run all of the student papers through Grammarly. Lab reports, I highly encourage you to run at least a couple every quarter through Grammarly. Definitely, and I'll show you why. Grammarly has a plagiarism check. Do you see this button down here? You have to go into the plagiarism check, and you can turn it on, and it will automatically tell you how much of the document is plagiarized. Okay? It scans the entire internet for similar content. All right, and it'll tell you, give you the exact link to where that content came from. You can go see that content, and you'll see that it's mirrored in the document.
One caveat to that is sometimes it'll catch things like the student may, leave a source, but for whatever reason Grammarly doesn't catch that, so it'll say plagiarism. Always check to make sure the student has actually sourced it. They may have very well done that. It may not be plagiarism. So
right. So again, Grammarly's not foolproof,
right.
And it does come up with. There's times where it flags like very common phrases. Once upon a time. Yeah. Common phrases it will flag as well. But you can see, so it's picked up this underlined portion here, and it's saying that it's from this website. So I can click on this website. I'm not going to do it because the internet's very slow here. And it would show me exactly those words that are highlighted there. Okay, so this is a great way that you can check student papers. And I don't know if you guys can see at the very bottom, it's showing 11%. Can you see that? 11% plagiarized. Okay, anything less than 15% is within normal limits. We start getting over 15-20%, and we're like, they need to take a look. So what do you do if you suspect plagiarism? Just come to me. It won't be the first time. It won't be the last time. We have at least one plagiarism in a high school or 8th grade class every year, and at least one in a college class every year. And even though these college students have been at this for years, it happens. I'm thankful that the Lord forgives us when we mess up.
Just a quick question though. I know sometimes the kids don't send you something online.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to do?
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
So in order to run a paper through Grammarly, you have to have the electronic document. Yes, yes. So I know, like, for example, in English 8 and 10, a lot of the early documents, you know, paragraphs, they're writing paragraphs, sentences, those are not going to be electronic. But when they get into when they start writing essays, all of those are required to be written electronically. So, and honestly, the early stuff, not a big deal, but definitely those essays, we have to run those essays through Grammarly. We don't want a student to fall in the pattern of plagiarism and then get into their first college class and plagiarize, because that's what they're used to. So that's why we try to catch it early and work through those issues when they arise. But we teach them how to avoid plagiarism in the English classes. We spend a lot of times teaching them how to properly cite their sources so they won't get caught up in plagiarism. So we make it very, very clear what plagiarism is and how to avoid it. So again, look for an email from admin@tandemedu.org. That will have your Grammarly login and credentials in it. Highly encourage everybody to install it, take advantage of it, because just when you're typing an email to a student, it'll check it and make sure that everything is grammatically correct. So, all right, any questions about Grammarly? I have seniors who have graduated and come back and asked if they can still have a Grammarly subscription. That's how valuable it is. So it's a phenomenal tool. All right, another resource that we use frequently is Quizlet. And if you are going to use Quizlet, your lesson plan is going to tell you to use Quizlet. It's going to give you the login credentials, all of that. So that you can go log into our Tandem site, Quizlet. So let's see. It shows all of the study sets, and if your lesson plan wants you to use a study set, it'll tell you exactly what study set to use. So let's just pick the literary analysis terms. This is used in American Lit. They're studying for a CLEP exam. So there's lots of things you can do with Quizlet. You can just play games with the students. You can have just like I am, you can be hooked up like this, and you can go through the flashcards. And you can pair them up in teams, and you know, lots of different activities. All of these over here are different games that you can play. Your lesson plan has a document that tells you all about Quizlet games. It says Zonk and Quizlet games, so both of those are lumped together. You can read about the PDF, you can read that PDF and just see, you know, what kind of games are out there. And again, your lesson plan will direct you to the resources you need to play Quizlet that week. And like I said, in the Zonk game, a lot of times the lesson plan will say, you can play Quizlet, you can play Zonk, you can do Jeopardy. It'll give you multiple options, okay? And you can choose the one that you're most comfortable with. So, all right, and again, if you're going to be playing Quizlet or using a Quizlet study set or anything, the login credentials will be in the lesson plan. All the information will be there for you. All right, any questions about Quizlet? Pretty straightforward. All right, another resource that we use a lot is Studycom. Studycom is a phenomenal resource in terms of the content that they have out there. They have content all the way from, I mean, like preschool up through college. You can even take a college class online through Study.com. It's absolutely amazing. So most of the things that you're going to find on Study.com are going to be under custom courses. Because you'll see under custom courses, we've pretty much got a course for most of our tandem classes. Okay? So your lesson plan will say, this week, for example, I'm going to go into chemistry lab. This week you're going to do the scientific method video, and it'll explain, it'll say the name of it, the name of the video you're supposed to use, it'll give the Study.com login credentials, everything will be there for you. So you'll just want to make sure that your laptop is hooked up to a projector like I am, and then the resource will load, and then you can just play the video. And your projector will have sound. I don't think we have sound on this because this is not a projector, but maybe we do, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, all the resources are going to be there. In the science classes, not physical science, but biology and chemistry, the students are required to watch a Study.com video before they come to class, so they understand the background information before that week's experiment. So all of that information is in the lesson plan, but it's also on GradeLink, so the student knows exactly what they have to do before they come to class to be prepared. Now, at the end of the course, you as the teacher, so at the end of the quarter, let's say the end of the first quarter, your lesson plan is going to tell you, if you're teaching chemistry or biology, to log into Study.com, go to the teacher side and see if the students are doing the videos. You can see their progress, you can watch their video, you can watch how they're doing, how they're progressing. That will be part of their grade for that quarter. Okay? But we give you full instructions on how to assess that, where to get that information, and it's really pretty straightforward. So again, all of the Study.com resources are here. You don't have to do anything. You'll just have to go to your class folder and you'll see them there. So any questions about Study.com?
I'm going to make it, just because we don't use it in math.
You don't use it in
but-
math, true.
But what I was listening to, why wouldn't the facilitator be checking the Study.com regularly to make sure that they're watching the videos before they come to class?
They can, the teacher can actually absolutely do that, yes, yes. And so we've implemented in a lot of classes a homework tracking sheet, so that on a weekly basis, and especially in our English classes, we're going to be spot checking homework. And then there's a whole spreadsheet where you can go in and mark that. We can do the same thing with Study.com, and you're going to be spot checking the math homework too. So that's something that we're definitely implementing across the board this year. Did you have something? No? Okay. All right, so again, you'll be getting an email from admin, and it will have specifically Grammarly login credentials and Microsoft Office 365, which is the online subscription. Credentials for both of those so that you can take advantage of those. We provide those free to all of our teachers and to every single one of our students. So, all right, that concludes part 3. Thank you.